my, that was, masterfully done.
Jesus Christ. Are you a doctor?
Yes, hello, I'm Dr. West. You must be,
Nice to meet you.
Mr. Hawk?
Hawk. Aye.
Well, let's get you inside the clinic here. I've been spending the past hour or so sterilizing it and, making sure it's, ready for the operation, and, Dr. Steiner, one of the United Nations, medical professionals I was deployed here with, was, based out of this clinic, so he ran a rather tight ship, so it should be, in fairly operable order. So, what can you tell me about this injury?
Well, it was done with a sword. I got cut off clean with a sword.
Cut off with a sword? What were you playing with swords for? Was it an accident, or...?
Well, it wasn't me who done it. It was someone else who
We'll
done
head
it.
into room 3 here. Someone else cut your head? Did they do this intentionally? Well, why on earth would someone be doing it with a sword? Oh my. It must have been rather traumatizing. Well, how long ago did this occur, Mr. Hawk?
It must be about a week and a bit now. I've just been wrapping it up with a cloth lately. It's been bleeding quite a lot.
Oh my, it must be incredibly painful. Have you been able to sterilize the wound at all? Any sort of sterilizing cream or cauterization, anything like that?
I put some alcohol over it. Someone gave me some alcohol, I poured that over it.
Very good, very good. That should help a great deal. Well, I'll inspect the wound anyway, but that should limit the possibility of infection. So what is your goals here today, Mr. Hawk? What would you like to come of this? Would you like me to simply bind the wound and make sure it's free of infection, or do you have some grander hopes of reattachment or something like that? Because after a week, I can't say my skill.
Something to replace it, like a hook, something like a hook or something. Not really sure. You know. So something that I can put it to hold my gun and shit, because I can't even use guns anymore because only one hand.
Yes, there are more advanced prosthetics, but I am not a specialist in this sort of prosthesis, and I wouldn't be able to help. But a simple prosthesis such as a hook or something like a claw type of effect, I could, rudimentary, I could set something up like that. At least you could prop things up with it, have some limited functionality at least. Yeah. Very good. All right, well, let me get prepared here for this, get sterilized. It's tough to tell from the wound. Is the cut below the wrist or above the wrist?
It looked like it was above the wrist. It didn't really look. I looked away when he done it.
Is this a fashion statement you're making here, or what is there something wrong with your eye as well?
Oh no, I was just covering my face. I'm sorry about that. The same guy took my eye out. About a week before that, he took my eye out and he took my hand off.
Oh dear. I would highly advise you to stay far away from this gentleman. I don't know what he'll take next.
I've been trying my best to.
Right, let's get a baseline here. I'm going to check your temperature real quick.
Alright.
Alright, looks about... Alright, 36.8 Celsius. We'll put that down in your file. And, Mr. Hawk, okay. Now, as this is my first time seeing you, I'll have some basic questions to form a baseline of your medical and family history, so that I can proceed if you're willing to answer.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, and I'll remind you that there's doctor-patient confidentiality, which I take very seriously. This will not be privy to anyone else's knowledge but my own and other medical professionals I may come across.
Alright, appreciate it, mate.
Let's start with your social history, shall we? Mr. Hawk, any tobacco products? Are you a smoker?
Had a few smokes now and then. I drank a lot of alcohol, mainly whiskey and vodka. I've kind of stopped that now though. It put me in a bad way.
Good, okay. Well, that also answers the next question, ethanol. So you would be considered a social drinker, although not drinking much is a little late. Very good. Exercise. I'm assuming you exercise regularly in this current environment in which we now live. Plenty of jogging and rigorous activity.
Yeah.
Very good. That should help with cardiovascular.
I get too much exercise.
Drugs. Are you addicted to any drugs, marijuana or heroin or anything like that?
No.
Cocaine?
No. I had some marijuana a couple of days ago, but I'm not addicted to it. I just found some and smoked it.
Good, so non-habitual then, we'll say. All right, what about your vocation, Mr. Hawk? Well, what is it that you did before this all began? What was your trade?
Well, I was known as quite a bad person. I was put in prison, and then I was released for a while, and I ended up in a private military group that ended up here. So there's really to say about it.
I see. All right, we'll put down legal rehabilitation then, perhaps on your way to the right path when everything went to hell in a handbasket. What's your current living situation, Mr. Hawk? Are you do you have some kind of home, or are you a nomadic at the moment? Do you have a camp?
I have a home.
Good. All right. Okay. Let's see, a family history. Any medical conditions that you're aware of from your mother, father, or siblings? Anything that could be hereditary or
Not really. My
disease
father had
anything?
asthma, but that's it the most. I don't have asthma though, but my father did. That's all really.
Okay.
It was wrong with family.
Father, asthma. All right. Let's do a quick review of systems then, Mr. Hawk, before we take care of that wound of yours. Let's just see. I already checked your temperature. We know that you don't have a fever at the moment. You don't seem to have much of an issue with fatigue. You seem fairly well. You don't seem lethargic. What about hearing, eyes? Any blurred vision at all? Are you able to see how many fingers I'm holding up?
Yeah, you're holding up one finger.
Good, all right. Any dizziness, feel of loss of balance when you're walking at all, or anything like that?
Well,
okay, good.
Well, I feel a bit like, like wavy sort of, like, like, I feel like I'm going to pass out, but I'm not going to pass out.
Nausea. You're feeling nausea?
Yeah, that's the word, yeah.
All right, I'll note that down here. What about musculoskeletal? Any joint or muscle pains?
Just my back, really, because a guy hit me in the back with a bat just recently.
Back
He
issues.
hit me at the bottom of the back with a bat.
All right, I'll write that down in your file here. Endocrine system. Any thyroid or diabetes, thyroid diseases, anything like that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. What about hematological? Any issues with bleeding? Easy to bruise? Inability to stop bleeding?
I'm quite good when it comes to getting hit by, the infected people outside. I could take a lot of hits from them and be fine. I don't bleed that much.
Okay, good. All right, that'll be good for the surgery then. That would certainly be an issue if you had any hematological conditions. All right, do you track any issues with your stomach pains, trouble digesting?
No, sir. Not at all.
Excellent. Psychiatric issues, any anxiety, depression, a history of mental illness at all?
Well, quite recently I did, go off the rails for a while. That's because of all the times I was getting tortured and abused by, This guy kind of set me off the rails, you know. I went a bit crazy, but I've calmed down now. Got back to grips with myself. Feeling better now.
That's good. That's good. You were able to come to grips. You can. There's certainly people that you can talk to if things ever become too much. But it's good that you were able to step back from the ledge. Some people are unable to do that. All right. I guess the last couple of questions here. Neurological conditions. Any weakness or numbness in your fingers? Any tingling sensation in your fingertips or toes?
Nope. I'm totally fine, the doc.
Good. Any allergies I should be aware of? Hay fever, runny nose, allergy to penicillin or anything like that?
I only had one allergy, and that was to cats. That was it. Just cats.
I see. All right, and last question then is skin. Any rashes? Any irritability of the skin?
No, just a few scars here and there. That's it.
Good. All right, that completes my review of systems and physical examination. I have reported any abnormal findings, and we can proceed to the reason why you came here, which is this hand of yours. Let's see. Why don't we start by placing it right here on the table here. I cleaned it off as best I could. It'll appear dirty, but don't worry. There's a clear plastic cloth on top of it, wrapping, so it's perfectly sterile. All right, now, I know that your colleague already did this, but we're going to need to sterilize it with alcohol once more, and it's going to sting quite a bit. Give me 1 second.
I'll take this bandage off it. Should I take this wrap? I've wrapped it in this bandage.
Yes.
Should I just take that off?
Go ahead and, yes, unwrap that. I'll be right back with you. Okay. Where on earth is my alcohol?
Jack, are you in there?
It's Dr. West.
Yeah, Dr. East, are you in there?
Something like that. Yes, I'm in here. Yes, in my clinic. I'm a little busy with a patient right now.
All right, I'll wait in the waiting room then.
Yes, very good. I'll be with you in just a few moments. All right. All right. Now, I do apologize. This probably will be the most painful section of the ordeal. If you have a rag or something, I might advise biting down on it. The alcohol tends to sting quite a bit when it gets into the wound, but it's for the better good. You certainly don't want it to become. Here we are. Alright, almost got the whole thing. Let me swab out the inside here. That will reduce the chance of infection. Looks very good. Alright, that should do it. Alright. Let's put that back away here. And just dab that dry here with a paper. There we go, with a rag. Nice and clean. Okay, now,
Fuck it, Jesus Christ.
Whew. Alright, now I was able to get some stainless steel prosthesis from one of the other clinics nearby, so we'll fashion this. Now, part of it goes on the end of your forearm, like this, and I'm going to wrap the other end around the back of your elbow like this to keep it taut, so if you ever need to remove it, all you need to do is simply unlatch, unlatch from the side of the elbow like so. Alright, let me just fashion it real quick, make sure it's tight. Excellent. Okay, go ahead and try a few things with the hand. Raise your arm, or raise both arms and kind of lean a little bit. Make sure that it's flexible and won't fall off if you're just doing mundane activities.
Feels good. Does it feel uncomfortable? I get used to this.
it looks natural, but it's going to feel a bit unnatural for quite a while. It'll take some time, you see, Mr. Hawk, for the brain to sort of rewire how your arm is supposed to feel. But I assure you, in a week's time, 2 weeks' time, it'll feel like that is your hand.
Alright. Well, Doc,
Now, the end the end is relatively dulled, so that you can't poke yourself with it or scratch people unintentionally. I would caution you to be careful and maintain a blunt edge. There have been people who have been known to file the end of it into a sharper point, and that can be quite hazardous to yourself or others around you. So unless you want to do harm to anyone, certainly maintain a blunt edge on it.
Yeah, I think you keep it blunt.
Excellent. Would you need me to take a look at this eye as well? I wasn't sure how recently this happened, or if you're still in pain.
I think the eye should be fine. I've been cleaning it out every day and putting the eye patch back on.
Good. Do your best to keep that eye patch on there, and any hazardous particles in the air, dust or anything that could cause infection, won't be able to enter the wound and cause an infection. If you do notice redness or swelling around the eye, irritability or pain, puffiness, please seek medical attention immediately. If any sign of infection is best when caught early.
All right, Doc. Well, thank you for doing what you did, doing your magic.
Oh yeah, that's no problem. That's what I do. That's why I signed up for this profession. Perhaps I'll run into you, Mr. Hawk, and your friends, and perhaps you can repay the favor sometime if I need some help with my research or some activity. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for help.
Yeah, mate. Do you want to know the fellow who done this? Just for your medical records, I suppose, if you need that. Because I got the fellow's
Certainly,
name.
if for nothing else, then so I can stay away from him. Who did this to you?
His name's CJ.
CJ. Peculiar. Did he have a rather deep voice, a very strange cadence to his speaking? Rather creepy fellow?
Yeah, you're thinking of the right guy, yeah.
Yes, I think I've heard him speaking once or twice before when passing through Cabanino. I'll be certain to stay away from him and his merry band of misfits.
Well, I suppose he's just doing what they do to survive. I got a bit cocky with the fella, but there was no need to move my hand off. He was the one that was sitting coming up to me, but shit happens, and I guess I paid the consequences for answering him back.
Yes, well, at least you made it out with your life, huh? And there's still plenty more you can do with that, so...
Got that right, Doc.
Excellent. Well, I believe I had somebody out in the waiting room looking to seek medical attention as well, so I suppose we'll conclude our business then.
Doc. Thanks, Doc.
Of course, I'll be maintaining, listening to 91.1. If you need to reach me on the radio, send me any message there.
Right. I'll be sure to tell my boys about you.
Yes, and you'll notice there was a female who responded to your broadcast after I did. Dr. Hope
I heard
Pisces.
her voice.
Yes.
Right. Was that the girl that was with Mr. Black? I heard something about Mr. Black mentioned her name. I ran into that guy in Novi.
I know that she had some business with, she was quite entwined with Mr. Black. These days she's with some sort of gangster.
She chopped his dick off. Somebody told me she chopped his dick off.
I heard that rumor as well. I believe it to be true, actually.
Well, I can tell you the fella deserves it. He's the biggest arsehole of me.
Yes, well, perhaps he did, but anyway, if you do run into that Dr. Hope Pisces, or if she does respond to your radio chatters, I would advise you to steer clear of her. She's simply not to be trusted. She's a loose cannon who's long since lost her medical relevance. She's absurd at this point. Can't be trusted.
Well, Doc, thanks for patching me up, and keep safe. If you have any trouble, just remember you can contact me. The frequency is 69.9. If you have any trouble, just contact me and I'll be sure to try and help you out the best I can.
I certainly will.
Alright, Doc. We'll see you later.
I'll see you around.